Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 117 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, coming at you, I should say, like Cleopatra, no, coming to you today live from YouTube. I am paying attention, but I just need to look at the tablet to make sure that everything is coming through loud and clear. Things seem to be a little bit slow today because I can't get onto my live stream. What is going on, people? Please bear with me because I need to be able to see what comments you're making. Otherwise, this isn't going to go very well. Here we go. Thank you very much. Slight technical difficulties. Keith has the first comment this time. I'm hoping this one is better. So am I. And if you're watching the recording and you don't know what we're talking about, doesn't matter. Angela says this one should be interesting. Flaconess. Oh, I've tested this yesterday in a shop, but I don't want to spoil it. Ooh, now I'm worried. And Fahmi says hi again. Okay. Oh, let's fix this because it's not really being shown off very well then. Everyday Product says, is this by Kurkdjian? No. But there is obviously a connection between Le Male and Francis Kurkdjian. But I should say, if you're watching live or you're watching the recording, please feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Please consider supporting my work on Ko-fi. You will find the link to my Ko-fi page in the video description below a few hours after the live broadcast has finished. And if you're watching live, please join in with the chat. If you're watching the recording, I will just quickly say this is the second of 3 videos that I'm doing as a live stream today, and you will see in the video description below what the other 2 videos were if you'd like to kind of just watch them back to back as though you were watching them live. And what else have we got? Roa says, hi, following this for the first time. Fantastic. Q George tried it as well. Let's see what you think. Oh, you guys. Andy says, I've never been able to deal with Le Male, and rebonsoir from Paris, says Chang. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, as I'm unsealing this is a genuine, is it going to be Love at First Scent? Okay, I have not tried this. That was very satisfying. I wish you could do that again. Opening the tin of Gaultier. Obviously the connection between this and Francis Kurkdjian, we're mentioning him because we just did a live video on him, is that the original Le Male was made by Francis Kurkdjian. The original Le Male is what, in a way, turned Kurkdjian into a superstar perfumer overnight. He did do a lot of the flankers over the years, but I think he's kind of moved away from Le Male now. And boy, are there a lot of flankers. I mean, I've just completely lost track of what flankers there are. If you go online, I'm sure there will be an online database, as in base notes, because that's the one that everybody should be using. There'll be an online database that will tell you how many flankers there were. Now, I wasn't even sure which torso we were going to get because a lot of you will know as well that we had a different torso a little while ago. We had the sort of more angular one, but this looks like the original torso, I think. Yeah, it is, isn't it? There you go. That's the bottle. Andy says, what's wrong with the other one? Let's not get into that. Just use the one that you're happy using. We're not going to start casting aspersions now. Well, not many anyway. I need to spray this. I have got a very, very brief press release. Le Male is, as though you need me to tell you, one of the most successful masculines of all time. Certainly one of the most successful masculine perfumes of recent times. I think probably every single teenage boy in the Western Hemisphere has had a bottle of Le Male in his bedroom or in his bathroom at some point in his life. Maybe it's the ubiquitousness of it that means that some of us find it a little bit difficult to wear. I never wore it. I'm probably a little bit too old for it. But I did, has to be said, I did go through a long phase of every single summer buying the summer versions that used to come out, and I think the summer versions still do, because I could take that lavendery, sweet, old school, but not quite old school fougere-ness when it had been made really, really light and translucent and airy. But as for wearing actual Le Male, I never wore Le Male. Almost as many, oh, hi from Salzburg, says FW, great to catch you live, thank you very much. Everyday says almost as many flankers as CK1. Yeah, probably, absolutely. Flaconess says good luck, but the flacon looks really nice. Quentin Bisch did this one, says Q George. Yes, he did. And he has done quite a few of the other recent Le Males, but it's not just Quentin Bisch, it's also Nathalie Gracia-Cetto or Cetto or Gracia-Cetto. So it's a dual effort, this one. I hate the original Le Male, says Gavin. Sherbety revoltingness. I hope you've got your own blog, because that's a great term. Augusta says, please tell me you will be reviewing the Iris Torréfiée by Guerlain soon. Yes, I would love to, but I don't have a sample. I need to contact them or somebody to see if I can get a few drops. And Host Beef says, speaking of fougere, any thoughts on 8 and Bob's Egypt? Haven't tried it. Okay, we need to spray this. Can you tell I'm feeling a bit nervous? What's this going to be? As far as I know, Quentin Bisch has made quite a few of the Le Males, the recent Le Males, quite gourmandy, quite sweet. Oh, okay. Well, at first sniff, it's totally recognizable. It's Le Male. By the way, I never even named it, did I? I know that the video description says what it is, but this is the Le Male Le Parfum. And to make things really confusing, even though it's marketed as a Le Parfum, it's actually an intense eau de parfum in terms of concentration. So go figure. Le Male Le Parfum, eau de parfum, intense. Very helpful. Ooh, teenage boys of the Western Hemisphere rejoice. You have another well-shaped torso to add to your collection. Okay, let's think this through. It's going to be a lady killer, literally, says Everyday Products. Yeah, maybe. That good, says Angela. But it's interesting what they've done here, because I find these sort of geeky games in perfumery so fascinating, because they've remained true, at least as far as the blotter is concerned at the moment, because of course things may change after a few hours, which is why we always do a blotter update in the video description, somewhere round about the position of my waist. They've very much made it recognizably Le Male in the sense of that sweet, vanillic, lavendery, fougere thing. But it is more intense, and I think it's spicier. And I think it's the spiciness that is actually making me think at the moment of one of the most underrated Jean-Paul Gaultier releases. I really liked it. Cocorico. Do you remember Cocorico that came out? I don't know, I suppose it must have been about 8-9 years ago, maybe, if not. I thought Cocorico, certainly for a mainstream masculine release, was really fine, and I also really loved the bottle, but then putting that aside. I mean, it's fine. At least it's not doing that crass masculine dihydromercenol thing. At least at the moment, at this stage in its development, it's not doing that woody amber thing. At least it's not doing that generic bergamot, pink pepper opening thing. It is Le Male, maybe made darker, heavier, stickier. So maybe what they're trying to do is go, ooh, wait, teenage boy, I know you've just turned 20, but maybe now you could bring this guy into your life. What are people saying here? Overpowering and sticky sweet, it almost smells like marzipan, says Flackeness. Oh, okay. I'm not getting overpowering, but fair enough. Q George says ultra mal, and the original are more interesting. Le Parfum is like taking elements from the previous releases and stitching them together. I think I'd go along with that. Everyday Product says I think that would be an insult to marzipan. I do love marzipan. Keith says this one doesn't knock my socks off, but I like it well enough. Yeah, I think I'm sort of with you on that one. I mean, it's sort of like, oh, okay, fine. You haven't offended me, but you know, I'm not going to be buying this for myself. Q George says the dry down is more like the Essence version, sticky, sweet, woody amber, fine. The design of Cocorico is genius, says Q George. Angela says, I got that one really cheaply and a bit heavy on me, but really interesting, and the tin and bottle were fabulous. So that's Cocorico. Cocorico is the last good one from Jean-Paul Gaultier, says Augustus. Let's look at the press release, okay? Because I know there is a new advert. I think it features a sailor Now that's unusual, isn't it? No, actually, I shouldn't knock the adverts, because some of the Le Male and Classique adverts have been some of the best perfumery adverts that actually we've had in recent times. Because heaven knows perfume adverts are quite often stultifyingly boring. This features, yes, of course, as you'd expect, it features a beautiful young man who probably never eats anything, or no, actually, he probably just eats, like, you know, grilled chicken breast and 12 eggs for breakfast before moving onto a lunch of spring water stored tuna fish. And I'm guessing he is Mitchell Slaggart. Oh, you could have fun with that surname, couldn't you? Anyway, Jean-Paul Gaultier presents Le Male Le Parfum. Not quite an admiral, but still very admirable. See what they did there. The world's sexiest sailor has just been upgraded. Now he is a captain. Oh, I see. Gosh, the story has evolved. A promotion. So there's commotion. Oh God, this is going to be good. I think I need to lead on this. But the team is all on board. From port to starboard, everyone cheers. The helm is getting busy and there's jiving on decks. Our steamy, dreamy, irresistible sailor, I don't know if I'm going to be able to carry on reading this, has been around the world. He brings a saltiness on board and faux innocence ashore. Like all iconic heroes, he is worshipped high and low. We've got to carry on, actually, haven't we? You've seen him in the factory, and now he's back at sea. He's on the upper decks, so beguiling and chic that even the sun says... Hi, I feel like Joey needs to come in and says, how are you doing? With his shirt open, of course, and flapping in the wind, his torso is free to tease the breeze. Do you think they worked for ages on that one? Let us hope that this is meant to be tongue-in-cheek. Let us hope that this is satire. No, I don't mean satire, that this is parody. Officially an officer, he has the perfect pout. Around him, even the waves lose their bearings and feel lost at sea. Just to remind you, this is the gentleman who has this effect on the sea. What are you saying about this press release? Is this as revolting as Aventus says? Oh, let's not go there. Andy says, what is actually the last pillar scent from Jean-Paul Gaultier? So many flankers. Scandal? Would it be Scandal? Probably. Everyday Product says, sounds like a gay novel. If only. Eric jiving on decks. I know, give me Popeye any day, says Peggy. At least he can cook you some spinach, right? Angela says, not gay at all. Gavin Lambert says, seriously, JPG watched Corel too many times. And Benjamin says, that sexy sailor hasn't aged a day since 1995. No, you're right there. So it is he, standing there ahoy with his eyes fixed on the horizon, and... I've just seen what it says. And as he takes in a deep breath of sea air, his jacket buttons burst open. Shouldn't have had that extra pie then, should you? Promises, promises. Okay, let's actually see what it says about the perfume. The captain, he has always been a generous man, and what a pity to hide something so huge. Sexy gale force 9, wind rising in 100... Please tell us something about the perfume. Actually, there is nothing here about the perfume, I don't think. There's something about the bottle. Then there's the cabin, which I think they mean this. Soft edges, just like on a faraway boat. Oh no, we've got something. The fragrance. Thank goodness. It's gale warning, yet heavenly. A warm wind rising with cardamom chasing the clouds. So maybe that was the spiciness I was getting. Oh, it's gone quite medicinal now, actually. Almost like tiger balmy. A lavender breeze coming through from the south, low pressure of course, clouds of vanilla in discreet flakes to add spice to the sky, a seventh heaven that's oriental and woody, enough for anyone to lose their bearings, adventurous. The incandescent sea breeze of Le Male Le Parfum is all down to the perfumers Quentin Bisch and Nathalie Gracia-Cetto, fragrant rock stars about to rock the boat over to them. Gosh, thank goodness that's over. But, ridiculous press release aside, although maybe it was actually designed to make us laugh, this is okay. This is okay. It could have been so much worse. And actually, I think all of those teenage boys saving up their pocket money. Do teenagers still do that? Do teenagers still save up pocket money, or do they just start YouTube channels and go, oh yeah, I've just played a game, I can buy this perfume now. Andy Goring says, medicinal tiger balm. Maybe this one could be the one for me. There is something. I think the lavender has gone quite medicinal in an interesting kind of way. Okay. So, if you are watching live, stay tuned for another flanker, but this one is aimed at the ladies. And again, I haven't smelt it, so we're genuinely going to see if it's a case of love at first scent. But if you're watching the recording, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in a bit. Take care. Bye.